You're listening to Where You Live with Gene Sullivan.
Welcome back to Where You Live. I'm Gene Sullivan, and I'm broadcasting from the True North Painting Studios. The show is brought to you by American Family Insurance, the Kim Bennett Agency, and Extreme Exteriors. You can count on Extreme Exteriors for expert installation of exterior siding, roofing, soffits, fascia decks, windows, and more. With their knowledge and experience, they can design the perfect solution to make your home beautiful and energy efficient, saving you maintenance and money for years to come. Give them a call at 763-441-1334 and tell them Gene sent you. It's time now to hear from the Community Associations Institute. The CAI Minute is brought to you by New Concepts Rental Management. Whether you're an accidental landlord or a seasoned investor, New Concepts Rental Management can advise and guide you through every aspect of the business. Give us a call at 952-922-2500.
Are you a volunteer in your homeowner association? Maybe a residential property manager wanting to increase your industry knowledge and obtain professional credentials in property management. Are you a vendor or professional offering services to homeowners and associations or property managers? If you said yes to any one of those questions, then join the Community Association Institute. The CAI is a great organization, helping you be informed and more proficient in your homeowner association board member or property manager role. It's also a great way to network with potential clients. For nearly 40 years, CAI has provided education and resources to volunteer homeowners who govern community associations and the professionals who support them. Visit cai-mn.com to learn more. That's cai-mn.com. The Minnesota chapter of CAI holds monthly managers' luncheons, board member education training, property manager certification training, and much more. It also produces a bi-monthly informative magazine called Minnesota Community Living. Why not join the Community Association Institute today? You can do so online at cai-mn.com and select membership.
Now, before I introduce our guest here in this next segment, Christopher, interesting music. I've had some listeners who've called and said that they kind of enjoy some of the theme bumper music that we have. Mm-hmm. And you've created a theme for this week's show.
Correct.
And play that song again, a little bit of it. And what is the theme?
90s movies themes.
90s movies theme. Okay. This is the movie with Tom Hanks, is it not?
It is.
Called The Thing That You Do?
That Thing You Do, correct.
That Thing You Do. Okay,
Nicely
there
done.
we go. Good. Last week I was not batting 1,000. We'll see if we can do it this week. Well, I am happy to have as a guest on our show someone who is a freelance writer for the Chicago Tribune. She is also an adjunct faculty member at Columbia College, the School of Journalism, and wrote a very thoughtful piece dealing with homeowner associations as they think ahead about policies in dealing with disabled. I'd like to welcome to the show today Pamela Dittmer-McEwen. Hi, Pam.
Hi, Gene. How you doing?
Good. Thanks for taking some time and being on the show today.
You're welcome.
I really enjoyed reading that article that you had, and you are writing for the Chicago Tribune a couple times a month. Is that correct?
Yes.
And typically with HOA issues?
Yes, condos and homeowner associations, trying to make them better places to live.
Yeah. Now, let me ask you this. Are you a member of a homeowners association yourself?
I am, and I am a past board president.
You are. Okay.
Uh-huh.
So we're talking with someone who has experience. And it's kind of interesting. Homeowner associations is a whole new industry that I think in the last, especially 10 or 12 years has really gone from below the radar to something that a lot of people know at least a little something about.
Well, the very first ones came about in the 1960s. In Illinois, we just celebrated the 50th anniversary of the Illinois Condominium Property Act, but it's taken decades for this style of shared living to really grab hold. And now in most municipalities, or at least metropolitan areas, most new housing will be in a homeowners association of some kind.
Yes, that certainly seems to be true. I think they say nationwide it's about 20% or so of the homeowners are having homes that are in a homeowners association. Now, this article that you wrote, you said that if you're on the board in a homeowners association, you don't necessarily have to be frozen in dealing with actions, but that there is some thoughtful policy you can put together when it comes to dealing with reasonable accommodations for the disabled. Tell our listeners, what are the two extremes that you see a number of homeowner association boards taking when they deal with an issue concerning a disabled person?
Well, first of all, I want to comment that more and more boards and associations are being asked by people for accommodations because of one disability or another, and there are reasons for that. Mm-hmm. So it's going to be increasingly common that boards are going to be faced with these requests. Mm-hmm. And what's happening is that boards are taking one of two stances, as you said, extremes. One is to deny all requests. Nope, we don't do that. The rules are the rules. The declaration is the declaration. No.
Just a hard line.
Right. And then the opposite side is give everybody anything they want because we're afraid we'll be sued.
Oh, and that certainly is true, and not necessarily without cause. There was a condo association, I want to say, Pam, it was in Florida almost a year ago, where an individual said, I'm highly allergic to animals. If I come in contact with any dandruff or hair from a dog or a cat, his tongue swells up, his neck does, and he has to go into the ER. And so he purposely purchased a home in a condo association that had in their governing documents a prohibition with any pets. But then along comes an individual who says, I am a person who needs a companion animal. And so now you have the homeowner association that was literally in the proverbial rock and a hard place, because here you had the one person who said, you're going to have a lawsuit because you're not enforcing your governing documents, and the other person who said, I'm going to seek relief from HUD because you are showing discrimination towards someone who's disabled.
Right, and in that kind of case, you sort of need the wisdom of Solomon, because both sides could say that fair housing, I have a disability. Both of them could, and then you're pitting disability against disability.
Yeah.
So, but your point is well taken that people are increasingly litigious these days, and the laws and courts are increasingly in favor of people who have disabilities.
So with all of that in place, you still say that there is a third approach that associations and boards can use that might bring them to a much better place.
Yes.
What is that?
Okay, first of all, I should tell you I'm not a lawyer, but I have talked to a lot of them and have talked to many people around the country about many association issues. And the first thing is to know that these requests are going to come and develop a policy, how you're going to handle them. And once you have a policy and a set of procedures in place, then you can say, okay, this is our policy, this is how we handle everybody. And that's where you start, is your policy.
Okay. This is really important, too, isn't it? Because I think if anything is to be learned from what's happening around the country with more and more requests being made, I think it's very important for an association and the board of directors to make sure that they are very consistent in delivering answers and in trying to deal with all issues that come before that board.
You have to treat everybody alike.
Yes. So I tell you what, I'd like to ask you a little bit about what goes into a good policy, but it looks like by the clock on the wall we need to take a break. You can stay with us, can't you?
Yes, I can.
Great. Folks, we are talking to Pamela Dittmer-McEwen, freelance writer with the Chicago Tribune, adjunct faculty member at Columbia College School of Journalism. And we're going to take a break, but don't go away. A lot more of Where You Live after these messages.